welcome back, and just time for a bit of an update vlog and my first one in France. So yeah, it just is really nice, this little village. I live just outside this little village called Chevry, and yeah, I've just got the bike. I've just been into the Moyon, the bigger village. It's got a shop just to get some bits. But yeah, just talking about how it's going basically. I think if we just limit this to how the races have been going, which in short it's been pretty awful. So when I first got here, I was on my Canyon, not the team bike. This is the BMC. This is the team bike. And I don't quite understand how this problem hadn't been exposed before, but like whenever it gets wet now, or there gets the battery is like in the bottom of the seat tube, the tube like there. So whenever it would rain or I'd clean the bike, the battery would get wet and the Di2 would die. And I was just thinking, what's wrong? Because it'd work in the week when it'd be nice weather in the week, and then I'd wash the bike before a race or another race. It rained in the race and the Di2 died, and I was just like, yeah. So then that was really awful. And then last weekend I'd made sure I got my mechanic to check that the tyres were all good. He got me to replace the back tyre and left the front as it was. And then I was doing this really quite horrible little race yesterday, which was, I mean, can you see how narrow these roads are? Like this road here, like that's the bike, that's the road. There's 200 riders on a course that is basically otherwise pretty flat, and there wasn't really any wind, like nothing to really make the course hard or split it up or attritional, but just these lots of like narrow roads that there was fight for positioning for. So yeah, 200 riders in that field, it was just awful. So yeah, massive crash, like 15 minutes in, like 20 something riders were down, and they neutralised the race before restarting. And already at that point so I was finding that hard, to be honest, to get going after that. But then restarted the race, and that's Christelle, my foster family mother. She's just out on a run. Where was I? Yeah. So yeah, then more little crashes, and I was just really not enjoying it. I was kind of really stressed before the race worried about something else going wrong and not getting a result, because it just felt like feels like each week I don't get a result, there's more and more pressure, and kind of like morale is lower and lower. So yeah, I wasn't in a great headspace. I was really not enjoying the race, to be honest. It was like, if you could design a course that it was like in a race that was just exposes every aspect of racing that I'm really shit at, which is basically just pushing people out of the way to get the small space of road that you want to be in and to position, and basically like no real way of showing like what I'm actually good at. Like the only time I managed to get to the front of the grid was about the only thing I did well, and even then some people pushed in one row, people pushed in front, and then but a lot of people then pretty quickly, even in the neutralised, just go past me, and that I already find that hard, just like the sensation of like a massive swarm just going past me. I always find I'm better if I start further back and work my way through the field. For some reason, I really don't like starting on the front. Yeah, and then so about an hour and a half in, as like it seemed like quite a large percentage of the peloton had crashed out, and people starting to get tired, then they start to see gaps then, and I could move through a little bit better. And I was just starting, okay, maybe just reminding myself you're still I'm not sounding arrogant here, but I would guarantee I either have the highest LT1 in that field and probably have the highest threshold. I know I'm also one of the biggest riders, but probably like, you know, highest watts per CDA, maybe probably watts per kilo as well. So like, you know, I know that doesn't mean I'm the best rider, because obviously so I'm not won much at all this year, but just reminding myself that there's no reason I shouldn't be able to win this race if I can just put myself in the right position. But then I punctured, so that was it. And yeah, so 4 races so far I've gone, like, finishing a bunch sprint, caught behind a crash, there's just no result there, but at least I finished. 2 races with a Di2 problem. At least the second race I actually got across to the break, and I felt like, oh yeah, this is, you know, kind of getting stuck in, it was going okay. And the Di2 died. And the next race, basically nothing had really happened in the race, just in the peloton, really fast high average speed race up to that point. I think that finished in a bunch sprint, but after an hour my Di2 went. And this week another really fast, high speed, horrible, stupid race. So none of these races are suiting me, but they're not just main problems. I've not been able to finish them. So next weekend is a parkour that should suit me better, and it's a stage race in Brittany, so like more like lots of short punchy climbs, which is actually kind of what I'm really good at right now. Yeah, it is. Yeah, like the other day, just the end of my ride, did 600 for 3 twice, just as a bit random. So yeah, anyway, I can do another video talking about what my physiology is looking like right now, and I'm not too concerned about that at all. It's really going, it's looking really good, but oh god, yeah, I've just been awful. But yeah, what's keeping me going and what's so much better than the setup last year is that it's a really nice family I'm with here, and it's a really nice home environment. And yeah, it's helped that Kilowatt Coaching is going well, because I'm less worried about money, and I'm less worried about, in a way, having a good fallback. But yeah, on the other hand, it's more work. So like, I wanted to do a longer endurance ride today and take recovery tomorrow, but I've just kind of flipped that around. So probably, yeah, I don't think it will work out too much different. Yeah, for my training, but it's just a lot to keep on top of. But yeah, it's all good fun. So yeah, till next time. Sorry this is a boring one, guys, but I know some of you are actually interested in knowing what's going on, so hopefully after next weekend we'll have kind of like a more positive post-race review to talk about.